That's pretty high. There we go. How was that? Oh, sorry. There goes your clutch. Okay. You sure you trust me with it? I don't think I've driven a manual in about 4 years.
Well, I'll get it rolling for you.
Yeah. Give me the downhill.
I only put this on because we're going to go in Maine.
Well, you're already in Maine.
Yes, but for some reason, I don't know whether I feel like I'm confined or not, or whatever.
They just got your number?
Yeah.
It's from the Red One days. Any red car. Have you driven an AP2 before?
No, I have not.
Okay. But you said you've been looking for one? Is that just
yes.
because...
No, that's because I want one. There's no logic to it.
Yeah, just because you've had an AP1, now you have to have an AP2.
Exactly.
So you've had two AP1s.
Yes.
So the red one was what year?
2000.
A 2000.
The first year they came out.
And when you sold that, it had 80,000 miles on it.
80,000 miles on it. And this one's
you sold it for how much again? Because you were telling me...
13.5, I think it was.
Do you still have the VIN? I wonder what that thing is.
Oh. Guaranteed it's got well over 100,000 miles on it now. Because I sold it to a young kid.
Oh yeah, he probably went off on that thing.
Well, people didn't really know what they were.
Yeah. Yours had been the only one I'd ever seen growing up.
Really?
Yeah. Like when you had that, I was like, what is that thing?
Down in Florida, they're everywhere.
Really?
Yeah. And when you look at Bring a Trailer, California has got a shitload of them up there. And Kagaru, which I go on to occasionally, there's a shitload of them out in California. But I will have another one. And that one we may hot rod.
Hot rod it? Like turbo it up? And
yeah. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah? Would you like track the car and bring it on the track, or just hot rod it and beat on it around town?
What happens is,
oh yeah, you have
there's no roof.
Yeah.
So
you roll that thing, you're in kind of
deep shit.
Yeah.
So they have track nights down at Thompson, Connecticut, and they tell you that you can't go there with one of these.
Really?
Unless you've got a bar.
Oh my god. I mean, I guess it makes sense, the liability too.
Yeah, because people go out and they do stupid things.
Yeah. AKA you.
Yeah.
So you've had two of these.
Yeah.
You had a drag car at one point.
Yeah. I've had Triumphs.
You've had Triumphs. Where did your love of mechanical and automotive car stuff come from?
Geez, that's kind of an interesting question. I would say it's my uncle's fault.
Okay.
Because he took me to my first race at the Waterford Speed Bowl in the London, Connecticut, and I was infatuated with it then. And growing up, I would get immersed in it a little bit more, bit more. Unfortunately, I do not have the technical knowledge to jump into a motor.
Right. That's how I feel. I feel completely like tough with that stuff.
Yeah. So obviously I've changed motors and transmissions and all that other stuff, but for the most part, it's just grab it as you go.
Yeah. So when you're like, where would you say your limit is when you're working on something? Is it just
the electronics?
The electronics
things.
Yeah.
The mechanical stuff, as far as suspension and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's just take off and replace.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. But the electronics, I keep kidding everybody. I say, I'm a firm believer in carburetors and points. I can make those run.
Yeah.
If this thing shits the bed, that's another story.
Yeah. Well, it's insane. You need a rocket science degree just to change a windshield. Have you seen what the Teslas, what you have to do?
I don't care. Is that profound enough for you?
Yes, that's very profound. Thank you. That was good. All right, so no Teslas. That's right. You're not a Tesla guy.
No. I am absolutely amazed how fast they are.
Yeah.
Because it's instant.
Yeah.
So that amazes me. You ever watch these guys, the Boosted Boys?
No.
He's got a Tesla that he has, from here back, all the panels are gone, and they took it to the drag strip in Orlando. Not Orlando.
Oh, it's like a shell, right?
Yeah.
I saw a picture of
like
it.
Cletus McFarland's vehicle, except he's still got the front end on it because of all the electronic shit.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. Quarter mile, 8.8. 155 miles an hour.
You're never going to beat that with with an ICE engine.
No.
That's crazy.
So that part of it
intrigues you?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the other part?
Nothing.
I got nothing.
What was when you built that shop, what was your, did you have that planned out long before you had ever built it?
If you talk to the people that I worked with, they would say he spent an awful lot of time making drawings and visualizing what the hell is going on. So,
I dreamed of building one like that up here from the second you built that thing. And until I moved, and now living out there, it's I just use that as the template of this is how I would do it.
The only thing I would do different with that is I would change the pitch of the roof.
Really?
Yeah. I would do that.
Man, you just keep selling stuff too soon. You sold the first S2000 too soon. You sold the boat too soon.
Sold the Viper too soon.
Sold the Viper, yeah. So your Viper was what year again?
It was an 02.
02.
It had 16,000 miles when I sold it.
Man, 16,000 miles on a 02 Viper.
I had it up for sale for a couple of years. Got no bites. Nothing.
How?
It was the times.
That is wild.
So I get a guy from Canada that says, hey, I'm interested in the car. Send me more pictures. I send him more pictures. Yes, I want the car. And he says, I'll come down here on this day. Okay. He sends me an email. Can you drop the price? Because I've got to pay taxes in Canada and all that. You're done. And I was going to sell it to him for 30.
That's insane.
So a year later, there's a guy up on the lake, Jack Olson. He goes to the auctions all the time. And I says, Jack, can we put this in the auction? He goes, holy shit, yeah, absolutely. So we bring it to the auction. The auction was in Derry. So in my mind, I was going to take 30.
Yeah.
I went to 32.5. He looked at me and I says, it's out of here.
Man, that's funny.
It's out of here.
What do you think that would go for now?
I'm thinking
Low 50s.
probably. I'm thinking. Don't forget, it was an RT10. It wasn't a coupe. If it was the coupes were bringing more money.
Right.
I always want a ragtop of some sort. So
maybe 40.
Probably.
Because I see them for sale sometimes, and they're like the 40s usually. Those RT10s usually in the 40s.
But what I find really kind of unique about it is I find very few with a lot of miles.
Yeah.
People just do not drive them.
No. Well, because if you think about like 2002 or those earlier years, there wasn't a whole lot of cars that people looked at and goes, this is going to be worth more money someday.
Exactly.
And it seemed like that was one.
Unless it was a Corvette.
Or a Corvette, yeah. But the problem with the Corvette is they just flood the market with them.
Oh, absolutely.
And so there's just too many.
Yes.
Whereas with the with the Vipers, they limited the numbers so much that it was bound to be more valuable. Because the only other car I can think of that people were like, this is going to be worth more money, which it hasn't been, is the Plymouth Prowler. And that thing it was such a cool idea, and they
screwed it up because they didn't put a motor in it.
Completely biffed on it.
They didn't put a motor in it.
If they had put the Hemi in that thing, man, they could have fit it.
They basically stole that from Chip Foose.
Yes,
right.
Because he has one that looks just like it that he built,
but he had the motor in the back.
Yeah.
So they really stole the styling from Foose. This is when Foose was working for Chrysler.
Oh, he was working for them?
Yeah.
I didn't know he worked for them.
Either he worked for them or he went through their school of design.
Okay.
One of the two.
Either way, he was affiliated with them at that point. That's crazy. I did not know that.
Now, a friend of mine has met him.
Yeah.
And he said, what you see on TV is exactly what he is.
Really?
The real guy.
That's awesome.
Real guy.
That's cool.
He's signing autographs.
Yeah.
This was at New Hampshire, the drag strip, Epic.
Yeah.
He's signing autographs, right? And he looks around and he says, sorry, people, I gotta go pee. He got up, went pee, came back.
He's just like the rest of us.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's not Superman by any stretch of the imagination.
All right, you want me to drive?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll try. I'll give it a shot. All right. There's first, right?
Yep.
Okay. Nobody's coming. Where's your tip point? Is it pretty?
It's about halfway.
I'm gonna freaking. Oh yeah. Gee. Wow. That's pretty high. There we go. How was that? Oh, sorry. There goes your clutch.
So when you're between shifts, don't have your foot on the clutch.
Okay.
There's a dead man over to the left.
Yeah.
That's where I put my foot.
Okay. All right, ready? There we go. There we go. I found third all right.
See? Just like riding a bike.
Man. Look at this guy. I think the most nervous thing I've ever done is driving a manual. Or learning how to drive a manual.
Well, especially if you got a little incline.
Yeah.
That sucks. We all did. We all went through that.
See, this is why I premised the whole show on not driving the car.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but majority of this stuff, you put it in D and aim it.
I know.
And so what's the difference?
I know.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. How good are you working on clutches? Because you might get good at it after this.
That's one of those things you take out and put in.
Yeah.
That's all it is. As long as it's not electronics.
Yeah.
Electronics suck.
Yeah. Wow, this is such a fun car. I gotta get one of these.
It's really a lot of fun. And the thing that's really nice about it gets 30 miles to the gallon.
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's how good your gas mileage is?
Yes. When we go out to the Glen, it's between 28 and 31. Well, we're going down the highway at 80 plus miles an hour. So every time, and I'm being serious when I say that, every time I sit in this car and I'm driving along, I will say to myself, God, I really like this car.
Really?
Oh yeah, every frickin' time.
It's pretty fun. And so you bought this with, you'd said earlier you bought it with 20,000 miles on it?
Yeah, 22 I think.
And you've got
70
on it right now. So you've driven this thing like pretty long road trips and stuff.
Yes. The longest road trip we did was Fredericton, New Brunswick.
Okay. That's right.
So we went up to visit this guy in New Brunswick who's a racer.
Yeah.
And he's an attorney. Not that I can hold that against him. And I tell him that too.
Yeah.
So he comes down into, he'll race at Sebring. He does the Glen. That's basically it.
Okay.
So we'll see him out at the Glen. When he's on at Sebring, we go over there. That's only 90 miles away.
Yeah.
And he says, come on up. He says, I'll show you my showroom. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? He's a real car guy.
Yeah.
I mean, a real car guy. So we go to his place. And let me see if I can get the order right. It's got basically a 2-car garage, environmentally controlled.
Nice.
This corner, there's a Porsche, about a 2003, 2004. The next one was I'm not going to get the order right, so it doesn't matter. So there's that Porsche. There's a TR7. There's a TR7 they turned into a little bit of a hot rod.
Yeah.
There's a TR6, which was his first car he ever owned.
Awesome.
A TR3, which he sent me an email. He says, this is what I'm going to go look at. Then he didn't tell me he bought it. He just showed me pictures after. And I wrote back to him, you bastard. There was that. There's a Jag Coupe.
Yeah. Is it this left? Or is it
Yeah, it's this one. There's an MGB. Another Porsche. A 90s type Porsche.
Yeah.
That's his showroom.
I need one of these bad. I gotta buy one.
I understand that.